Wait,
all right, so
I thought you said if we made it, we get 10.
no, they got 10, or they could have gotten 10 because they got the answer right first. Only the team who gets it first
Got it.
gets double points. Okay. So this one, what'd you guys use to solve it?
Pythagorean theorem.
The Pythagorean theorem. Okay. So we've got the 25 squared equals 20 squared plus x squared. That's 625 is 400 plus x squared. Okay. All right. So you subtract, get 225, and then square root. Okay. So that any of you who were not sure on that one. Okay. So we got 15. All right. You could also. Did you guys talk about Pythagorean triples?
What was that?
Like the 3, 4, 5 right triangle? No? Okay. That's okay. 3, 4, 5. If they're in the ratio 3 to 4 to 5, it'll always make a right triangle. Okay? And notice here, 3 times 5 is 15, 4 times 5 is 20, and 5 times 5 is 25. So that has the ratio 3 to 4 to 5. Okay? So that's a pattern. Actually, if you, well, you guys are long done with the SATs, but they like those on like the standardized tests and everything, the Pythagorean triples. So, all right, so this next one here, let's say we've got a triangle, and we know, let's say we know angle A is about 70 degrees, and we know side BC over here is, or little a, is say 16. And let's say that we know little b here is 12. All right, what is the measure of angle B?
As easy as hell.
All right, so just to make sure everyone's on the same page with this, when you're solving this, again, we know a side and an angle across from each other. So that tips us off that we can use our law of sines. Okay? So we're trying to find an angle, so we're going to put our angles on top. So when you have something across, okay, you're trying to find angle B, so we're going to use sine of angle B over the side across from it we know is 12. And this equals the sine of 70 over 16, okay? Now, I know you guys like to just cross multiply. I'm just going to show you something real quick here. You don't always have to cross multiply. You can actually cut one step out of the process of solving this because you just have divided by 12. You have sine divided by 12. So if I just multiply by 12, I'll get sine by itself right away. Okay? And then I throw that into the calculator, and it was like, what, 0.667 or something like that? What'd you guys have?
For what?
Once you did, when you had sine of B equals something.
Equals sine of 16 sine B equals 12 sine 16.
Okay, and then when you divided by...
And then when I did 12 sine 60, that equals 10.392. You always told us to round to the third.
Oh, you know what? I know what you guys did wrong. You copied it down wrong. It's 70 degrees.
Oh.
That's why, I was wondering why you were off. Okay, you just copied the angle down wrong. It's 70 degrees.
Oops.
So
16 sine B equals what? 12.
So, yeah, here we have sides of 9, 13, 15. Find angle A. All right, let's run through our solution. Listen, one of the things you guys need to be able to do is adapt the law of cosines. Remember, the key is that whatever side you have over here has to be across from the angle you're using over here. Okay, that's the key to setting the whole thing up. Doesn't matter what you call A or B or C. All right, so in this case, we are finding angle A. It's across from this 15. So I'm going to make it 15 squared equals 9 squared plus 13 squared minus 2 times 9 times 13 times the cosine of the angle across from 15. So cosine of angle A. Alright, notice I just used the other two sides in place of the B and the C. Okay? The algebra is what you got to be careful with this on. Alright, so we have 225 equals 81 plus 169 minus 117 times 2, 234 cosine of A. Alright, this is where people get tripped up, okay? Because they want to subtract 81 plus 169 minus 234. But that cosine of A is just like if you had a minus 234x. Alright, you can't combine that with just regular numbers. So, we'd add these together, we get 250 minus 234. And then where do we go from there, guys?
So subtract 250,
Good,
and then you get negative 25.
good. Now what?
Divide negative 234.
Good, we divide by negative 234. Okay, so 25 divided by 234, 234. Okay, get 0.1068 and so on, is cosine of A. So what does A equal?
Wait, shouldn't you have to second it? Or inverse?
Yeah.
Cosine.
I think it's
83.86669507.
83.866 what?
9. So
9?
867.
867, good. Alright, see? You guys got it.
I think it's 0.10.
Wait, no, that's 0.68. Oh, 0.1068 is the 25 divided by 234.
How is it 25 instead of negative 25?
Well, negative divided by negative would be positive, so I just didn't bother typing it in.
So you did 25 divided by negative 234. See what comes out?
Alright, with our right triangle, okay, let's say that you had a right triangle, and here was A, and let's say I told you,
How do I get the answer?
I told you that, this side here was 10, and, let's see, this side here is 26, okay? Let's say I asked you for what the secant of angle A is. The secant of angle A.
The opposite of cosine or whatever. The flip cosine.
It's the flip of cosine, right? Yeah, so it's 1 over cosine. Or flip the cosine. So you need to be able to find cosine. Right?
Cosine is
Is this a right?
It is a right, yeah, sorry. It is a right triangle. So what is
X over-
cosine?
it's x over 26.
Alright, good. If we throw an x in there, cosine is going to be x over 26. So the first thing we need to do is find
The cosine.
the cosine. In order to find cosine, we got to find the x, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because you're right, we are going to flip it, and it's going to be 26 over whatever x is for your
Yeah.
secant.
So wait, 26 squared equals.
Well, here.
Yeah, wait, which one? Oh, because we have A.
Okay.
Never mind.
quiz?
A is the angle.
So if we know cosine of A is x over 26, then we know secant is 26 over whatever x is, right?
24.
So Now how are you getting 24?
I did, 26 squared equals 676, and then 10 squared is 100, so then when you subtract 676 minus 100, you get 576, and you square it.
Okay, and what is he using here? He's using the Pythagorean theorem, okay? So, whatever you happen to need, find it, okay? You guys know right triangle trig, you guys know the Pythagorean theorem. If you need a part that's missing, just find it, however you happen to see fit. In this case, the Pythagorean theorem wasn't too hard to use. We found here we do the square root, and x does equal 24. So now that we know x is 24, we know that the secant of angle A is 26 over 24, or 13/12 if you reduce it. Okay?
Do we have to
What were
reduce
the
it?
other, it's like secant, I don't remember cause I know there's
Cotangent.
cosine, tangent, and sine, what is it, secant?
Secant, cosecant, and cotangent. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, you had sine, cosine, and tangent. And then you have cosecant, which is sine flipped. You have secant, which is cosine flipped. And you have cotangent, which is tangent flipped.
Are these on the quiz?
Okay?
Is this on the quiz?
You should know these three.
Yeah.
Okay? You should.
So is
This
it on the
one.
quiz?
You might see one of those.
You might.
There's one.
As long as there's none of like the
There's
the
just one.
cosines,
Okay.
without the right triangles. Those ones suck.
The law of
I don't know those
cosines?
ones.
Well, that one, I do give you the formulas on the quiz. Okay? I gave you the law of sines and law of cosines. So if you don't have it quite memorized yet, you'll have that there. Okay? But this is something you should know, that cosecant's 1 over sine, secant's 1 over cosine, cotangent's 1 over tangent. The easy way to remember which ones go together is that there's only one co in each pair. Alright? One of the most common ones is people mix these two up, the secant and cosecant. Secant goes with cosine, cosecant goes with sine. There's only one co in each of the pairs. And tangent goes with cotangent. That one's easy to remember. Okay? We all good? Alright, I think we're as good as we're gonna be at this point, so you'll be fine.